Hey little sunshines, Mr. Matt here. I want to give you guys a bunch of ideas to increase your hand strength at home. So these are some of my favorite activities to do during OT sessions, and they're very easy to replicate in play activities at home. Now I'm going to give you very general ideas. Feel free to look up how to expand with these ideas with various videos online. There's literally hundreds of them. So if you see an activity that I'm doing, you could Google that and you can see a bunch of different ways that that same activity can be done. Now, one of the easiest ways to increase hand strength is actually using Play-Doh or other Play-Doh-like substances. Now with Play-Doh, you can work on rolling it out, making little balls. That might be harder for some of these guys with littler hands and not quite that dexterity piece yet. But you also get to practice a lot of ripping. You can practice a lot of pinching, taking little beads, if it's safe, of course, and supervised. We don't want anyone swallowing something they shouldn't. And you can practice pushing down with a bent thumb here, with the IP joint pushing down, and using our index fingers and pushing beads in and then pulling them out. We get to work on all that pinching and that pulling and increasing hand strength. Another really fun one is actually taking a garlic press. You just put the Play-Doh in and then you squeeze it down, right? I'm using my fingertips to squeeze as it comes down. I'm not using my big muscles. I'm using my hands and my fingers. And that's really what we want to get out of it. Now that I have all this nice dangly hair, what can I use? We can use scissors, bilateral coordination, holding and cutting, or even using a plastic knife or a butter knife. Supervised, of course, use your judgment, and then just making the little saws, and then you can practice those basic ADL skills while increasing hand strength with the Play-Doh. There are many different Play-Doh type toys that exist that incorporate things that this garlic press would. If you don't have a garlic press, maybe you have a citrus press, you can use that as well. I dropped something here. The other thing that I really like at home that most families will have are turkey basters or toys very similar to a turkey baster. Why? You get that squeezing and then you get that filling up. Well, it's hot, summer is approaching and spring is here, and being outside is really fun. So turkey basters and water play are excellent. You can wash cars, you can draw lines on a wall with chalk, and you can squeeze all of that off, spraying water, and watch it disappear. So many fun, easy things you can do. And of course, you can even do pom-poms here. I got one in my hand, and you can practice squeezing, and it eventually will fall, or moving it across the table. And it kind of just looks like magic, and kids really like that. Other ones are tongs. These are tweezers, but if you don't have tweezers, you can use tongs that you have at home that you would normally use for barbecuing, right? And practicing picking up pom-poms, cotton balls, toys, dinosaurs, all that pinching, putting them into different items. Whatever you have at home can work. You can look up literally hundreds of ideas that you can do with tongs and then just have fun with it. You can do color matching, number sorting, other fun cognitive games beyond just the pinching and the squeezing. Make it fun, make it multiple aspects of learning for that. Of course, I also really like our clothespins. Clothespins are really great for working on that pinch. They may not use just one hand, they may use two. You can practice picking up items like you would with the tongs, or you can put them around toilet paper rolls or cardboard boxes and practice that pinching. You can work on patterns and sequencing if you have multiple colors. Fun ideas there. Other things that you can do are dot paint. If you don't have dot paint, there are videos where you can learn how to make it, or you can just cut up some sponges into squares, and they got to practice their little pinching, and then you can use sponge dot art as well. Here I use stencil, and then you can practice making dots, putting it on a vertical surface, leaving it on the table, and just sort of having fun with it, making the different designs that come with dot art and stencils. And lastly, I wanted to talk about different kind of snap type toys. So for example, these are beads. It can turn into bracelets or necklaces. Of course, choking hazard for some of the littler ones. Be mindful of that. Use your best judgment. But what's great is we don't really want a lot of that pulling. You can see I'm using a lot of my back muscles to squeeze. Really what I want is to just push together and pull apart. And just using my fingertips here, drop the bead. Those are some of really fun, I think fun, hand strengthening ideas. Feel free to look up a bunch of different videos or different ways that you can add to make the same activity new and fresh each week. I hope you enjoyed it.